Yep, that there is Dunfermline Abbey, and according to my watch, which I don't have on, it is 6 in the morning. No, it is 6 in the morning, that's why I've got the hat on. It's to be an absolutely glorious day. And I thought to myself, Gingerman, why don't you get up really early and go to Dunfermline? Why Dunfermline, you ask? Well, recently it's become the City of Dunfermline. I might have briefly mentioned it on my Fife Pilgrim's Way adventure. Anyway, so, to cut a long story short, it's 6 in the morning, I'm here in Dunfermline Glen, and I'm going to be doing a Dunfermline episode. I've been here before, but it's been a while, and I didn't have a drone and the fancied equipment, so I thought, let's come back to Dunfermline. Sorry, let's come back to the City of Dunfermline and show me what you got. Peace!
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Gingerman with a can is here to make your day. Gingerman with a can would like to hear you say today.
Right, look at this. This is beautiful. The morning is the best time of the day. James Crivens, help me, Bob. And there lies Dunfermline Abbey, once home to King Robert the Bruce. So yeah, Dunfermline, recently a city, but it was once the ancient capital of Scotland. And we'll go into that because this place is steeped in history, and it really is a hotspot for tourists, especially with the Abbey, the Glen, Pittencrieff Park, which is the Glen, but we'll call it Pittencrieff Park for the tourists, but for the locals it's the Glen. But I guess everywhere's got a Glen that they call the Glen. I don't like this graffiti, but I can tell you lots of things that happen here. St Catherine's Chapel and Almshouse, Hugh Mills, and it even tells you about trees. Oh look, 6 in the morning. Only got 5 fingers on that hand. If you're watching this and you've never been to Dunfermline, come to Dunfermline and come to the Glen, because it is phenomenal. Also, if you ever get the chance, just come up here this early in the morning in the summer. It's dead, it's quiet, so you can hear all the animal noises. It's a bit early for words. There's the green train. Again, for those that don't know, Andrew Carnegie was famously born in Dunfermline, big philanthropist, and he bought this park and gave it back to the people. Look, he's up there, there's a statue. We'll check him out. He's got a statue and he's got loads of bird shite on him. It's Andrew Carnegie. Alright, Andy, what are you making of the current fuel prices? Shocking, isn't it? Look at his fist. He's got a clenched fist, he's raging at the fuel prices. There we go. This bronze statue erected in Dunfermline, most famous son, was paid for by the public subscription. The sculptor was Richard Golden. 20,000 people attended its unveiling in 1914. 1914? It's alright, you could stay at home and listen to the radio and hear about war breaking out in Europe, or you could go to Dunfermline Glen and see the unveiling of the Andrew Carnegie statue. The choice is yours. Look at that. Actually, you know something? I'm going to blame the seagulls because it looks like it's been pulled out the bin by a seagull. Try to finish off the last bits of fish and the last bits of chips. So, you know what? I'm not blaming that on people. I'm blaming that on the gulls. Look at this pigeon. Pigeon's like, I'll tell you who it was. I'll tell you who's been littering around here. It's those goddamn seagulls. No me. I'm just looking for spare nuts. We're leaving the Glen now and we are entering Dunfermline High Street, and it smells lovely. It's all the flowers. This is why you come out in the morning when there's no one about, because you can't smell nothing. You can't smell someone's BO, you can't smell people's perfume. No, you can't. You just smell the flowers. And there's nobody to talk to, so you talk to the pigeons. So, the thing about Dunfermline is, because I went to high school here and I live in the adjoining town, this is a lot of things in my life have happened here. Like, I got my kilt for my mate's wedding. It's there at Kingdom's Kilts. Dollbox, I've never been to Dollbox. And you can just wander around and it's just places full of memories. It's great. Some drunken as well from my days as a youth hanging about the streets. That's the seagulls at it again, or possibly the rats. It's a city now, so we've got rat problems. It's got scratch marks all over it. If I had my safety gear, I'd be picking it all up like a good Gingerman. But I don't have any safety equipment with me. There's a Market Cross. We know about Market Crosses. There's Dunfermline's Market Cross. What's it got to say about it? Erected by public subscription the 5th of August 1868. It was just the 5th of August the other day. This is before the newspapers and the television. Official proclamations were made here atop a stone platform. This cross dates in part from 1626, but has been rebuilt and moved several times. That's kind of standard for the Market Crosses. You can see the main shaft has got 1992 written on it, so that was replaced then. But let me just get up there. But it's got a good strong shaft now, so don't you worry, the Dunfermline Market Cross is safe. So all the villages, all of the towns around Scotland that will have a Market Cross, if they had been given the status to levy their taxes and do business and trade, they got a Market Cross, and that's where people would do it. And that's the story of the Market Cross. Oh, more crime. This is what happens when you decide to become a city. The big rodents come into town and they start saying, "Oh, you think you're a city? Well, let's just start eating all your city rubbish." Oh no, I hate to see it. But it will teach the businesses to leave their rubbish out the front of their buildings at night. Silly. That's what happens. Anyway, is my favourite baker's Baines open yet? Seagull's telling me no. There we go. There's Primark. I used to work in Primark. Disclaimer, and other cheap branded clothing outlets do exist. You know something? I think Marks and Spencer's has got to be the longest standing shop in this high street. It's the only one I remember just never not being here. Look at this. This is cool. This is what happens when you're a city, you get free water. Here we go. So we're at the back of the Kingsgate and, well, I was going to say the new car park, but it's not new anymore. It's probably about 15 years old. So if you haven't been in the area in the last 15 years, you'll be looking thinking, that's not how I remember it. But this is how it is now. Don't quote me on it, it's probably about 15 years old. It looked new for a while and it got the big fancy new Debenhams, but Debenhams didn't survive. But the pancake place did. Fun fact, that was a strippers for a short period of time. What I find fascinating about making these videos, and already I've started noticing from just 2 years of doing this, is that nothing stays the same forever. And so you can come back to places over and over again and it continually changes. And what I love about people like myself and other people around the world putting up content on YouTube is we are all sort of, I'll go this way, we are all documenting history and things as they are presently. So, you know, people in the future can go back and go, oh man, look at that. Look how that used to look. Because how many times do you see a video or a picture of somewhere local as how it used to look from when you were a child, and it hits up all these memories and nostalgia. So that's what we are creating now. And that, for me, is what drives me forward. It's so much fun. It's so fascinating. I love it. It's great. Anyway, we're outside what is now the old Debenhams. It doesn't have anything in it. Can you see inside? Confirmed, nothing inside, just an empty shop. Imagine when I looked in there was just someone looking back at me. Oh God. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. What a morning. Oh yeah, boy, look at this. It's a money shop. This is funny. I was online looking for things to say about Dunfermline. If you're looking for an adrenaline thrill, you may not know that Dunfermline is home to Scotland's water ski centre at Townhill Loch. Well, I've been there. As well as Knockhill Racing Circuit. I mean, both of which, I mean, Knockhill's not in Dunfermline. Let's just point that out there. I'm just following a random path, trying to work out the best ways to go. I'll go this way. I'll keep going over. I'm on Carnegie Drive. There he is there, Carnegie. Another name drop. There's Andrew Carnegie again and his philanthropy. But this time it's the Carnegie Leisure Centre. True fact, that's where I learned to swim. So I've got a lot to be thankful to Andrew Carnegie. If it wasn't for his philanthropy, I might never have known how to swim. But this whole area has changed quite dramatically in the last 15 years. There's a big Tesco over there now. And the famous Baldwin is the Kinema restaurant. There you go. I'm just spitballing my own knowledge now. See, my whole life, this has just been an abandoned building, but just recently they've started developing it into flats. Really handy if you like to use the Carnegie Leisure Centre. Anyway, there's a factory shop. It is no longer a factory, nor is it a shop. I can remember going in the factory shop as a kid looking for school clothes. I'm unlocking childhood memories as I walk around here. Right, will we go up this way or that way? I don't think I've ever wandered down this way. Let's go this way. Oh, here's a wee pub there. I like when they've got the wee tea over them, it just really lets you know that's the old classic bar. I've just unlocked a new pub. I've never been in there. The old classic. The old classic. Coming down the old classic. You know, something that it's going to sound really stupid, but what astounds me is how many houses there are in Dunfermline. And relatively speaking, Dunfermline is not a very large city. Actually, it's probably one of the smallest cities in Britain, so we should get that checked out. We've got a population of 58,000, but my point is, just walking around here, there's so many houses and so many wee streets that I didn't know about, just in the centre of Dunfermline alone. Look at this. This is Clayacres Court. Who knew? Right, so I would describe this area as the back of the town. That's where we are. We're at the back of the town. It's almost 7, so my thought is, I need a coffee. I need to find somewhere that gets me a coffee. Hopefully a Baines. So we're in the Baldridge Burn area of Dunfermline, looking for a Baines. There we are, Baldridge Burn. So, I've never actually thought about this, but there's a burn right there. So that must be the Baldridge Burn, and this is Baldridge Burn. Ha! Just like that. And that, folks, is learning. I don't even have the words to describe how beautiful this morning is. All I know is that when my phone tells me that the weather is just a circle yellow ball, that's a green light to go filming. It's also a green light to get out as early as I can before it gets too hot. Ginger life hacks. There's Baldridge Burn Community Centre. And this is the thing with the cities, is they're all divided into sections. So Baldridge Burn has its own local community, because the wider community of Dunfermline would just be too large. It's got a population of just short of 60,000 people. That's a lot of people. So like, each area has its own divided community. We're in the community of Baldridge Burn. There you go. And it's got a rumbling well. It looks quite nice in there. It's a pub and kitchen. It looks very inviting. Now, whilst I've got your attention, I have started filming weddings. Filming weddings allows me to have time to go out and do what I'm doing today, which is aimlessly walk around towns, villages and cities in Scotland, aimlessly filming stuff. Anyway, enjoy my advert that I made for weddings. Peace. So, I'm heading back down this way, towards the Glen area. Those of you who know the area will maybe know that this is where the sort of Pilgrim's Way came out, just down here. If you've seen that episode. If not, you should go back and watch it, it's fun. Right, this is what I was looking for, this little path up here that I've seen before, but I've never walked along it, and today's the day. This is the cycle network path. Anyway, let's just go along here. What a morning. Now, I'm heading into this little woodland area next to the Baldridge Burn. I've never been here before. I didn't know this existed, this woodland. If I did know it existed, it's been locked in my unconscious mind. Thoughts right now as I walk into the darkness. I hope I find a tree swing. What is this? There's a secret tunnel I didn't know about. The Baldridge Burn is running dry here. Oh dear. Look at this. It's overgrown. It's a secret path, that's why. Oh, this is nice. Okay, update. It was but a brief walk through the woodlands that have inadvertently taken me back to where I already was, which was, oh, sorry about that, on the Rumbling Well Road, opposite, I think, the community centre or whatever, McLean Primary School. Ah well, I'm not going to go back on myself again, so I'll just keep walking this way. Go find a coffee. Okay, this street name, Phoenix Lane. I love it. I didn't know Phoenix Lane existed. Now I do. Should I go up Phoenix Lane? Let's do it. The earliest settlements in the Dunfermline area probably date as far back as the Neolithic period. The Neolithic period. The area was not regionally significant until at least the Bronze Age. The town was first recorded in the 11th century with the marriage of Malcolm III, King of Scots, and St Margaret at the church in Dunfermline. There you go. Oh, this is cool, look. It's an old like train line bridge that you can't get access to, look. Oh wow. Are you a old citizen of Dunfermline who remembers walking over this said bridge that's now just in someone's back garden? Imagine having a cool bridge in your back garden. Man, that's my dream. Oh, look at this. That is awesome. Man, I did not know that was there. Why has nobody told me about the bridge in someone's back garden? It looks ominous, like I wouldn't want to be walking across it, but that is awesome. The bridge in somebody's back garden. I would say this should have like a plaque here. It should have a plaque. This should be an attraction that people come to see. Look at it. I can't get over that. I wonder what was there. Is that where the Baldridge Burn maybe used to run? Maybe the Baldridge Burn used to be a lot stronger and vigorous, so they needed a bridge. I have no idea. Someone needs to tell me about that bridge history. It can't just be the bridge in someone's back garden. What a treat. Right, here we are. Ross Lane. I know what you're thinking. What way now? This way? This way? This way? Nah, this way. There's a church here. Gold Drum Church. To be fair, when I seen this, I thought that was the most modest church I'd ever seen. I was like, oh, that's a wee cute modest church. Look at this. They're not trying to be like, oh, look at us, we've got a big fancy church. Boom. And this church has my favourite feature, other than a big massive bell. It's got a stunning clock on it. So I'm walking down the street and that was right next to me. I think it's a peahen. And I wish I had a heart rate monitor on, you'd feel my heart. I'm just walking there. I'm walking, admiring the stunning morning, and it goes and I turned round and I was like, what is that? It's massive, it's not a cat. No, it's a peahen. It's wandering about. Now, I know these things live in the glen. I wasn't expecting to see it just wandering about the street here. pretty cool. Let's see what he's up to. Hope he doesn't want to fight me, because I'm not down for fighting. What's it, buddy? Just take it slowly. I think there's another one. There's another one down here. It's calling it back. This is exciting. Of course it is Dunfermline, so it is the city of peacocks and peahens. Welcome to Dunfermline, where the peacocks roam free. Where's the other one? I heard it. I should probably just keep the camera on me, because every time it makes a noise, I'm jumping. I can see the other one on the fence. Not just one peahen, 2 peahens. I hope they're peahens. They're no peacocks, are they? Peacocks are the colourful ones. They just got a colourful neck. Just another day in Dunfermline with the peahens. Alright. Is this where you hang out? Oh, there's bread. Do you like bread? Would you prefer a bit of jam on it? Toast it up for you? That's pretty cool. My morning peahen adventures are over in Dunfermline. I'm here now. This is a bridge. Now, this bridge looks like an old railway line, which then would add up to that bridge in the garden over there. But I don't think, you don't walk over that, and I can see it's got trees over it. I've never noticed this before. So is this an old railway line that used to run through Dunfermline? Let me know, because I have no idea. But I do know where I am right now. I'm behind Tesco. You can hear the peahens. Hello! It's pretty cool. I don't even know if there's access to it anymore. Someone must know. This viaduct. Could someone please let me know about this viaduct and let me know when it got stopped being used? Was it for some sort of railway line? Maybe this was all factories along here actually, and this was what brought the materials to and from the factories. I'm just spitballing here, I'm spitballing. But from what I've learned through my travels, I might not be wrong. What a morning. I'll tell you what, they don't make them like they used to. The Tesco building's great, but it just looks grey and boring. Whereas the old buildings, they've got character. The heart and soul went into making them. There's no heart and soul going into making this Tesco building, but it is what it is. It serves a purpose. We're coming up to St Margaret's Cave here, which I would love to be open, but I don't think it's going to be open at this time in the morning. Which they should. See, in the summer, everything should open at 6. That's my thing. I don't think it's open. I think. Can I chat? Hello, is Margaret in? No, Margaret's no in. Right, but anyway, St Margaret's Cave. Traditionally, the place of Private prayers and devotions of King Malcolm's Queen, Margaret, who died in 1093. She was made a saint in 1249. And St Margaret is the patron saint of women in Scotland, so she is a top G. And she has her own prayer cave that we can't get into right now. But I have been in it before, and it goes all the way underground, and it is really cool. I really like it, but it's shut. But if you come to Dunfermline, come past like 9 o'clock when things are generally open, it should be open. This is St John's Venel, aka the drunken staircase of Harlem. It's so bright walking up this alleyway, I cannot see anything, even with my shades on. That's better. And just as the bright lights disappear, you can see Sweet Alicious. Sweet Alicious is also closed. So it looks like Harlem has turned into 1703, and it is now a fine dining restaurant. Oh aye. Dine, drink, dance, dream. All of those drunken nights coming to Harlem, you don't even notice. Well, you kind of do, but yeah, you're not consciously aware as such. Look how beautiful the building is. I'm back at the Market Cross here to find a Baines coffee, but there is an insane burning ball of fire in the sky, blinding everyone. I cannot see nothing. There we go. I've got the goods. I've got my Baines. I was wondering, I've got a vanilla latte and a square sausage roll, and for later I've got a French cake because it's an absolute treat. And I'm not promoting Baines shamelessly, because I'm doing filming work for them. I just like their stuff, alright? And it's really fresh. Possibly the freshest stuff in the whole of Scotland. Just putting out there. Anyway, there's Monty's. And there's Vibe. The gift of Andrew Carnegie, Esquire, New York. To his native city, the memorial stone was laid by Donor's mother, 27th of July, 1881. There you go, never noticed that before. He's gifting Dunfermline everything. Abbott House. Lovely. Well, they've had their milk delivered. I better hope there's no pesky rascals kicking about here who'd steal that. I'm glad to see there was no red cat milk, all green and blue. So here's the gate of Abbott House, right, which is in itself stunning. It's got everything on it. It's got monkeys, it's got unicorns and just all sorts of mythical creatures. Look at those heads of the birds just sticking out. Oh man, I love this gate. It's definitely been done up as well. They've done a lot of work on it in the whole area. The 15th century house, built by the Abbotts of Dunfermline, was the only domestic building to survive the Great Fire of Dunfermline in 1624. It has since been a private mansion, an iron foundry, an art school, and is now a heritage centre. The Barber Club, that's where I get my hair cut. So if you're ever wondering, watching, thinking, Gingerman, who cuts your hair so trim and neatly? It's Mark Dewey at the Barber Club. And that's not a shameless plug, that's just, Mark's my pal from back in the day, and he cuts my hair real good. Anyway, everywhere you stand in Dunfermline you get like this stunning shot of the Abbey. Can you hear the peacocks? There's the old inn, and above the door, Dunfermline's oldest public house. There you go, I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Now I do. So I'm back where I started. I think now is time to hit the skies with the drone before the sun gets too high in the sky and just blinds everything. So I've been looking forward to this because it's so quiet and peaceful, it's clear, and we're going to see everything. So here I am at Malcolm Canmore's tower, just enjoying my coffee, been up in the sky with a drone, and honestly, what a day. What a day. The Dunfermline town crest and Latin motto refer to the outcrop on which the tower is built. Esto rupes enesasa, which means to be an be an inaccessible rock. Malcolm III of Scotland, 1031 to 1093, was the eldest son of King Duncan I and resigned and reigned for 35 years from 1058 until his death. The first mention of the tower in the historical record is 1070 AD when King Malcolm III, also known as Malcolm Canmore, married his second wife, which we know about. I'll have a sip of coffee to that. So that's what this used to look like. This is what it used to look like. Cheers. It's past 8 o'clock. I wanted to be finished for 9, so I'll know when it's 9 when the Abbey strikes 9, I guess. So you've got the bit of the Abbey which is sort of spruced up over the years, and here's the section we've just left for authenticity. That's the 1:30 alert, that's the half-hour warning, Gingerman. Some war memorials have like beautiful statues and they're just in epic locations. Not that this isn't a cool location, but it's not as monumental and grand, you know. It's a bit dour and grey and boring, and I know war isn't a nice thing, but these guys' lives are something to be celebrated. So I'm not saying it's a bad war memorial, but if you go around Fife you'll see ones that are particularly exciting. Anyway, here it is. For their courage and sacrifice, thank you, veterans of Scotland. They made up for it. Someone recognised that the war memorial wasn't enough. It was just a bit dour, so they've created the Garden for Heroes. This is much better. This looks like a nice place to conclude my episode, because it's a garden of contemplation, it's a garden of remembrance, and it is beautiful. And as a part of Dunfermline, I've never actually really took time to explore, walk around, or just simply take the time to use it for its purpose, which is to just sit and contemplate. That's the thing with Dunfermline, is everywhere you walk is steeped in history, you know, and it's literally written on the walls, in the brickwork. Look, right there. It's there, history. Take a step back. Oh look, King Robert the Bruce, history. Everywhere. Dunfermline, the ancient capital and the resting place of medieval kings of Scotland. There you go. Discover 1,000 years of history woven by monks, monarchs and manufacturers. And I think today I've captured some of that here in the city centre of Dunfermline. And what a day I've had. And by day I mean what an early morning I've had. You know, I had to get up at 4 this morning. I had laid cuddled my dog for a bit, and I toed and froed. Will I get up or will I just leave it? And something pushed me to get up this morning. And you know what, I'm so glad I did, because I'm so thankful. The weather has been spectacular, and it's the first time in my life I've come to Dunfermline so early in the morning just to walk around and take it in. And I see this place in a completely different light today. The warmth that I felt for Dunfermline has grown, and you know what, if you aren't from here or you've never visited, you have to come, because Dunfermline is now on the map. It's a city, so let me put my cup down. I've got one thing left to say. Dunfermline, thanks for having me. Peace!
baby.
P.S. If you come before 9, you don't have to pay for parking.